Okay, so I just want to summarize since the last tape ran out. I just want to summarize again. This is the T2 hydro gear, and just kind of like put it all together now, which is that, again, this is a highly rebuildable transaxle. It's made right here in the United States, Sullivan, Illinois, but these parts here look very similar, if you will, to the Tough Torque. So I was kind of surprised that it looked as familiar as it did. So I suppose they've got the same companies making these piston arrangements. But anyway, again, it's very simple. All you do is take the thing out of your back of your lawn tractor, in my case, then open it up, and this one's you break it apart in the middle, and then you'll see these things. The bowl gear comes right out. So does this gear here, which is a transfer gear, reduction gear, retransfer gear, and then this would come right out too, which is the shaft for the motor, and then out would come these bolts here. These bolts come out, and then this can slide out. And the only thing about this was kind of tricky is the Schwash plate had its own rod here, which just was pressed out. So you press out that rod gear by pushing this way, and out would come the Schwash plate this way. And the Schwash plate would take with it the pump. So then all this would come out, and then you put it all back together by simply putting the races for the motor against the back wall of the casing right in there. It's off at an angle, which it has to be. It's a fixed Schwash plate. This is the variable Schwash plate. This is the fixed Schwash plate back in there. Remember to put the thin race, the bearing, and the thick race up against the wall there, and then put the motor, the larger of the two, right in there. And then after that, when it's bouncing around, remember you have to put it off to the side so you don't lose your pistons. Then put it back upright, and then put on this center case, loosely tighten it down a little bit, make sure that the pump motor still is flexible and the pistons are still working. Then after that, you would put your motor, you put your pump and the Schwash plate in together on top of the case, and then slide it in. Eventually it clicks into place, if you will. And then you tighten these bolts up, and then you put on these reduction gears again. They'll fall on a nice, intuitively. There's nothing major you have to learn. And this thing all goes back together again once you finally get your gasket maker and your lip seal for your input shaft. So I just wanted to do this today, again, put this all together for you, because this is a highly rebuildable transaxle. I think anybody can do it, and again, Craftsman is a very common brand, and so if you have a Craftsman, which a lot of people have, this is highly rebuildable. But even though it is highly rebuildable, this has gone up and down hills for me for the last 4 years, and also last winter I put a agrifab on it, and